Hi everyone and welcome to the Audiophiles. I'm Steve. A few weeks ago, I reviewed All Things Must Pass 50th Anniversary George Harrison box set with my 1970 original, and I promised you I would get the 30th anniversary and do a shootout comparison, so that's what I want to do today, and I will let you know which box set I feel sounds the best out of all three. But stop right there. Please subscribe to my channel. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, as you all know, and if you haven't subscribed, you will know that once I get to 1,000, I'm giving away the Abbey Road 3 LP 50th anniversary box set, and coming October 15th, the Let It Be Super Deluxe. So subscribe now and let's get started. So my original All Things Must Pass 1970 pressing. Now this is the Phil Spector Wall of Sound. Like I said in my intro, I listened to each album about 5 times, and so I felt the vocals are very even throughout this entire album. The drums were solid. The bass sounds great. I mean, not too much treble. I mean, I'm taking note. I took some really good notes here, so I really wanted to really articulate it to everyone today, just so you know which one I feel is the best. The bass wasn't overpowering. You had that wall of sound that it was known for, that George Harrison obviously signed off on. He was a co-producer on this album, that I think this is a great sounding album. It doesn't get, I guess over the years you heard a lot of things about Phil Spector and the Wall of Sound, but all in, from what I could hear, I mean, the acoustics were nice, the vocals sounded really tight, the drums weren't overpowering. All in, very nice sounding. Of course, this is originally how it sounded when it was recorded and produced in 1970. So that is what I'm hearing from the 1970 album, and so then I want to get into the 30th anniversary one. So here's the 30th anniversary edition, signed off by George Harrison just before he passed. And he did mention Phil Spector as Mr. Phil Spector, so he did really enjoy working with Phil Spector. He enjoyed his work, so I found that very interesting to read that in the liner notes as well. So I feel that this one here, I mean, this is authentically signed off by George Harrison, and I love the way this one sounds. So here's after listening to it 5 times, here's what I came up with, and here's what I really heard from the 30th anniversary. Now, also too, I want everyone to know these are digitally remastered, okay? Digitally remastered, so not cut right from the analog tapes. But here's what I heard: really nice sounding bass. The bass sounds even more prevalent than in the original All Things Must Pass album. There's really a more focus on all the instruments all together. I felt the vocals seemed the same. They weren't too much forward. I felt the vocals were actually in the same spot as the original 1970 pressing. The drums were definitely more noticeable on this pressing than the original. And then I also noticed a lot more background vocals, and I could hear the background vocals more clearly as well. So very clean, very tight, way more punch than the original as well. So I really like the sound of this one, and I was really surprised by how well it sounded and how well it was done, and very happy to say that this is my favorite album out of all 3 that I have. So I also really want to get back to the 50th anniversary and just explain to you what I heard from that one as well. So here's the 50th again, All Things Must Pass. Sounds okay, but I mean, here's what it sounds like. It does sound different than the 30th, and it definitely sounds different than the original. The drums seem a little bit more muffled, just doesn't have the same kick, the same punch. It does definitely feel a lot smoother as well. Instruments seem evened out. It doesn't have that same Phil Spector sound to it. It definitely sounds a lot smoother than the original, and definitely a lot smoother than the 30th anniversary. And the 50th has so much more noticeable smoothness throughout. You don't hear the instruments as clearly or the background as clearly as you do in the 30th anniversary. So again, I mean, it was remixed nice. I mean, I think, and I've explained this before as well, going forward, a lot of these remixes have been remixed for the masses, for people that are just getting into vinyl and are hearing it for the first time. And if you've heard this for the first time, you're going to go, wow, this sounds amazing. But if you compare it to the original, you compare it to the, the 30th anniversary, I'm going to tell you, the 30th anniversary has my vote right now out of all three. Now that's the one, my go-to copy now. I'm happy to say that. And I was worried that I wasn't going to say that. I didn't know what to expect out of the 30th anniversary, but yeah, I like the 50th. I like some of the stuff that was done in the 50th, but all in, guys, for the price right now in Discogs, have a look at the 30th anniversary. Not bad. And if you have the money, I mean, buy the 50th anniversary as well and compare it yourself. So hope this helps. Until next time, keep spinning that vinyl and turning the music way up. We'll see you again.